I never will forget, Harriet O'Malley, that's her name, God bless her, was the art teacher. And so when I got in art class, somehow she realized that I had an affinity for drawing. And it must have been good, otherwise, you know, I guess I wouldn't have been doing it, right? So one day she said, I'm gonna call your mother. And I'm thinking to myself, uh-oh, what'd I do now? That call was to say, I think he's got something, and I'm gonna help to develop it. And that's what she did, you know. I mean, it's like she took me under her wing. And
this is a white teacher?
A white teacher. Mm-hmm. It was none but white teachers at the white schools.
Okay.
Even when I went to George D. Prentice, you know. So I'm thinking to myself after junior high and high school, what if I had gone to Duval, or what if I had gone to Central, where there was more of an inclination to put you in the trade thing, you know. Lyman Johnson was there, you know, and he's talking about blah, 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 blah. I don't know if I would have gotten that push to be creative in the arts. You know what I'm saying?
Because you had to make a living.
Because you had to make a living. And that's not, art was not about, you know, the only thing on our walls at home was Jesus and Booker T. Washington. There's no real art paintings and stuff like that, because who could afford it? You know what I mean? You know, unless you went into the well-to-do black's house. You know, you might have had some good stuff or whatever.
So sometimes it's hard to aspire to be what you don't see.
Right.
So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
You weren't,
that's right.
You know, you knew people who sang and played.
More or less. Yeah.
Visual artists.
But visual artists, I know, and didn't realize that I was right underneath the visual artist on 6th Street. G. Callum Cox.
G.C. Cox.
G.C. Cox, who knew me when I was this high. I had no idea who that man was.
And he was going to play a role later.
He played a big role later.
In your life.
Yeah.
Now tell me, so you're in junior high school.
So I'm in junior high school and I'm going through the blah, blah, blah. And once I left junior high, I got to Shawnee and the same situation happens. Patsy Griffith sees this talent this little boy got, and now she's working with me. But art was really all I really liked anyway when I was in school.
What are you learning from
well,
Patty?
what we learned was the basis of drawing and different disciplines, linoleum, block print, cutting, clay, working in clay, you know, that type of thing. And of course, there was the aspect of art history. We had to literally, we actually had an art history book. And she made us keep a notebook or sketchbook that we had to do 3 sketches a week that would turn into a painting, okay? And I still have that. And got 3 of my paintings that somehow came back to me in some sort of serendipitous way, you know? But I've still got my sketchbook. And I can look at that sketchbook and think, you know, that this kid's got some talent, you know what I mean? But I didn't think about that. I thought everybody could draw.